Before the cranes, before the silos, before the ships that carry Africa's future across the Atlantic, Tema began as a quiet fishing village along the Gulf of Guinea, a stretch of coastline shaped by salt, wind, and the rhythm of the Atlantic. Canoes cut through morning tides, nets dried under the sun. Generations lived by the sea, unaware that history was about to arrive on their shores. From this humble settlement, Tema would grow into a fully planned city, a gateway to the world. Here, the Port of Tema became West Africa's heartbeat of trade. The Meridian Hotel and Ghana Cocoa Processing Company rose as symbols of ambition and sovereignty. Where the past and future collide, where industry meets memory, where Africa's destiny is engineered. Before the cranes, before the silos, before the ships that carry Africa's future across the Atlantic, there was the sea. On the edge of the Atlantic, where the Prime Meridian meets the Equator, lies the most strategic maritime hub in West Africa. This is the Port of Tema. What began in the 1960s as a modest industrial harbour has transformed into a 21st century titan. Today, over 70% of Ghana's trade passes through this single point of contact between land and ocean. If Ghana is a living body, Tema is its lungs. Every import that builds, every export that earns, every container that connects Ghana to the global economy. But dominance in the Gulf of Guinea is not inherited, it is engineered. To compete in an era of megaports and automated logistics, Ghana did not merely expand, it reinvented. The Meridian Port Services Terminal 3 is a $1.5 billion declaration of intent. Engineers reclaimed 120 hectares of ocean, reshaping the Atlantic itself. A 3.5-kilometre breakwater now stands firm, a concrete sentinel against waves, storms and time. With a 16-metre draft, Tema now welcomes G-class vessels, floating cities capable of carrying 15,000 containers in a single voyage. This is no longer just a port. It is a high-tech fortress of efficiency. Cranes move with algorithmic precision. Containers flow through digital arteries. Delays are measured in seconds, not days. And Tema's reach extends far beyond Ghana's borders. For landlocked nations like Burkina Faso and Mali, this harbour is not optional. It is survival. Their exports and imports breathe through this coastline. Their economies rise or stall with Tema's efficiency. In the era of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the Port of Tema is not just infrastructure. It is strategy. It is leverage. It is Africa, negotiating with the world on its own terms. From premium cocoa exports to critical industrial imports, this is where the idea of Africa rising becomes physical. From fishing shore to global powerhouse, Tema did not stumble into history. It built it. In the early 1960s, Tema was more than a port. It was a statement. At the very point where the Prime Meridian meets the Atlantic stood the Meridian Hotel, a towering symbol of modern Africa. Its architecture spoke the language of confidence, clean lines, ocean-facing balconies, a building designed to announce Ghana's arrival. This was not merely accommodation. It was the social headquarters of the new nation. Diplomats gathered here, shipping magnates negotiated here. Artists, musicians, and cultural leaders shaped identity here. Gold-leafed ceilings reflected ambition. Ballrooms echoed with laughter, speeches, and music, immortalized in the rhythms of Wulome, whose songs carried pride across the harbour. The Meridian did not merely overlook the port, it presided over it. But history can be unforgiving. After the collapse of the State Hotels Corporation in the 1990s, the Queen of the Harbour was abandoned. What followed were decades of silence. Steel corroded, foundations cracked, windows disappeared. The halls of prestige became corridors of danger. What was once pride became peril. A monument not to vision, but to neglect. Now, in 2026, the silence is breaking. A $1.5 billion redevelopment plan promises rebirth, a world-class hospitality and commercial hub designed to restore Tema's coastal prestige. But the future is contested. Local youth claim the land is sacred, the original settlement of the Tema people. Walls have fallen, protests have risen. Memory resists erasure. This is not just redevelopment. It is a battle between memory and momentum. Will the Meridian rise again as a symbol of modern Africa? Or will its ghost forever guard the Atlantic shore? At the center of the world stand the Cocoa Cathedrals. In the 1960s, Ghana was already the world's leading cocoa producer. But production did not equal power. Prices were dictated elsewhere. Wealth was extracted elsewhere. Dr. Nkrumah had a different vision. These silos, costing over 8 million British pounds, were designed to hold 200,000 tons of cocoa. But this was not storage. It was leverage. By withholding supply, Ghana intended to set global prices, transforming from producer to price setter. It was Africa's first serious experiment in economic sovereignty. Then came 1966. The coup froze the project at 90% completion. Contractors fled. Blueprints vanished. What remained was a concrete labyrinth. Pipes without maps, systems without manuals. The World Bank called it uneconomic. Time called it unfinished. Today, while the cocoa processing company continues producing Golden Tree chocolate nearby, the silos stand silent, occupied by rust and rodents, but heavy with meaning. Yet the story refuses to end. With Ghana's renewed push to process 50% of its cocoa locally, these giants may rise again, reprogrammed as high-tech warehouses, logistics hubs, or biofuel storage facilities. The silos remind us the future is not just about what we build, but what we have the courage to finish. Since 1963, a giant has watched over the Gulf. The Tema Oil Refinery, TOR. For decades, it refined 45,000 barrels a day, fueling tractors in the north, factories in the south, and transport across the nation. It was the backbone of Ghana's energy independence. Then the fires went out. Debt accumulated, infrastructure aged, towers stood cold. TOR became synonymous with failure, a white elephant in a world of rising fuel imports. But giants do not disappear quietly. In January 2026, the giant stirred. TOR returned to full operations. Automation replaced hand-turned valves. Storage tanks filled, compliance standards rose, efficiency replaced decay. This revival is more than mechanical. It is economic defense. By refining locally, Ghana saves millions in foreign exchange, stabilizes fuel prices, and shields itself from global energy shocks. Tema is once again the energy heart of West Africa. The fire is back. While concrete giants rose, another city was forming. Community One Market. Born in the 1960s as a trading post for dock workers, it became the people's pantry, where Atlantic wealth met inland harvests. This is where Tema learned how to survive, adapt, and hustle. This is where identity was forged. Today it is organized chaos, a 24-hour economy, a living algorithm of survival, spare parts, spices, shea butter, steel, moving with informal precision no system has fully replicated. But pressure is mounting. With port expansion and refinery revival, Community One stands at a crossroads. The future is vertical, digital, smart. Plans are emerging for a multi-tier market where mobile money meets cold chain storage and tradition meets technology. From wooden stalls to smart souks, Community One remains the heartbeat of Tema. Tema was not built by accident. It was designed to carry a nation. And now a continent, from port to refinery, from market to memory, from ambition interrupted to ambition renewed. Tema stands as proof that Africa's future is not imagined. It is engineered. As long as ships cross the Prime Meridian, as long as markets breathe, as long as fires burn in the refinery, Tema will remain the gateway to the Gold Coast and the heartbeat of a continent on the move.